coming up on Outdoor Oklahoma.
Things in front of me, I was like, okay, I've got something here, 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 and he did not hit a single one of them because he was just like a whole tree line back behind it. So
that maneuverable little craft known as the Canoe. Yes, sir, the Canoe is ideal for this type.
We got the news of what had happened to the dogs, but yeah, Where the Red Fern Grows was a great book.
Flavor that comes out of that first bite. You get that rosemary right off the top. Oh, you got him! You got him!
Oh! Nice mess of blue cat we have right there.
Ready.
Now folks, this is what we're after. This is what you get in Outdoor Oklahoma.
Outdoor Oklahoma is brought to you by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, sharing the beauty, the adventure, and the spirit of Oklahoma's wild places.
So if he's on the other side, he's out of our range. The one that's gobbling at the moment. Unless, if he's heading west, we can still jump over and hunt all this right here. Which it kind of sounds like that's what he's doing. As it started out, that creek runs through here and wraps back around. So it kind of sounds like from the few gobbles that we've gotten that he's actually heading himself west.
Sit and chill until we hear something. It's really hard to walk around blindly and not know what's around in the open. It'll scare anything that you see. So we need something to talk to us.
This is my daughter Caitlin Mounce.
This is my dad, Wendell Mounce.
Deer, wild pigs, turkeys, ducks, and geese is primarily what we hunt. It's kind of in the area where we live.
And the fishing, my favorite is fly fishing for trout is definitely my favorite, but we do crappie fishing as well. Yeah, I think the earliest that I can remember is probably a deer blind hunt that we did with my cousin, and I just remember falling asleep, and when I woke up there was this deer and he killed that deer. I thought that was pretty cool. I eventually, how old was I when I killed my first turkey?
You were 9.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together with it. So, you know, she started hunting, I can't remember how young, packing along, I think one of the first deer hunts I can remember. She fell asleep in a blind when I had my nephew along. A lot of our hunting together, we deer hunted a lot together too. And she's kind of hit the age to where I want to deer hunt on my own, so I get it all set up for her so she goes and hunts on her own. So this year she killed her biggest deer and killed it all on her own by herself. So very proud of her on that.
He did not believe me. I called him like, I killed that buck. He's like, no, you didn't. Like, yes, I did. It's been going good so far. We got up early and we came up through the power lines, and set up on this spot that he scouted out a few days ago, that he saw a few turkeys run through, like just a very active area that they like to walk through. And we had one hen come in, something earlier before she came in, we heard spook a hen very close to us. It could have been her, and then she eventually came in, and then she went off, and we decided to hop up, and we've moved, and now we're just sitting kind of on top of a hill, just waiting.
Turkey hunting is really fun. That's what we do the most of, I think, together. It's just, we can hunt together and a lot of camaraderie with it. Deer hunting, when you're deer hunting together, I feel like, you know, lots of times we're still hunting, so we're sitting in a tree stand or a blind or something like that. So it's fun. You're being able to talk, back and forth. But with the turkey hunting, it's very mobile for how we like to turkey hunt. So we're all the time running around, and where did you hear this turkey? Is it there? Is it there? Sometimes you think it's a different spot, and then crawling on the ground together and sneaking up behind the decoys sometimes. So it can be really action packed. So yeah. So she's been really successful too, though. So I'm guessing she's maybe killed 10 turkeys by now. I'd have to go back and count. So
it's one of my favorite things to do every year. I mean, it's a very big thing that me and him bond with, and I don't know, I just make the best memories with it, and it just fills me with so much joy of having family and having time to make memories and things in common. It's incredible, honestly. Some of my favorite stories.
It is good times together.
It's a second day of season. We picked this day instead of opening day just because the first day was going to have a whole lot of wind. And with the little previous scouting, I noticed that the birds were not gobbling a whole lot. So I was a little concerned to put in a hunt on a super windy day, not being able to locate the birds. So just waiting one day was going to put us on a much better day. But already knowing that they weren't gobbling a little bit or a lot had me a little bit concerned. So starting out in the morning, we had an idea where we thought they would be set up. Heard a couple gobbles, but maybe only 3 or 4 way in the distance. It wasn't many. Hoping that they were going to come into our area, and it didn't really happen. Had a hen walk in on us, and then everything went silent. But as for typical turkey hunting, that happens a lot, to where maybe the birds hit the ground and they have a hen, they shut up and they don't talk much. So I knew that we just needed to stay positive and keep moving, and just keep calling, keep looking, and eventually you can finally spot one out in a field that might just be strutting and not saying anything. Or come midday, you usually run into a bird that will lose his hen, and they'll gobble just a little bit, and they tend to be a little bit easier to kill. And luckily enough for us, stopping and taking a small break, and knowing that possibility could happen, it worked out good for us.
Where did we?
Snickers.
Eating a little snack at the truck and just talking, taking a little break, and all of a sudden I look at him, I'm like, was that a turkey? And then we heard it again, and I was like, oh, he's close. So we grab everything and we run over, and we weren't really that far from the truck, honestly. We go into this brush that's over here, and there's a pond real close to us, and we had a feeling that he was going to that, and we wanted to get him to us before he would see our vehicles and spook him off. So we just kind of ran into the timber, and it had a little bit of an open area, and we sat down, and he came after some calls, and he was walking away for a moment, but eventually we got him to come back over, and it was a pretty long shot. I had many openings in front of me. I was like, okay, I've got something here, 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 and he did not hit a single one of them because he was just like a whole tree line back behind it. So eventually I got a nice opening and I drilled him. him! Drilled him!
Go get him.
Woo! Oh, okay, when I start hearing him calling and I'm hearing this turkey gobble, I'm like, okay, my heart's pounding and I'm breathing like crazy. And I'm usually just take a deep breath and just slowly follow him. And eventually I'm like, okay, I got a shot. I'm gonna take it. And I think I've almost always killed a turkey. So it's always so much fun.
She's a very good shot. She's missed much less than I have on turkeys.
He's a good Tom. Got some age to him.
Take
awesome.
Your face mask off so I can see you. See you smile.
You think about hunting turkey?
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's one of my favorite sports ever. This is awesome.
He's pretty fan.
Oh yes, look at his colors.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
How do you feel?
Excited. Oh, that was a long walk. We had a lot of walking and no talking, and all of a sudden, he's right there. That's awesome.
Yeah,
look at that.
An hour or two on
Yeah, it's so humid today too. That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully at one day she's doing the calling and guiding for me and pushing me around in a wheelchair so I can still kill a turkey.
There he is. Boom. Yeah. I'd say I just hope for what we have been doing for many years. I mean, all of our memories are so incredible when it comes to hunting. It's just how we have found our way to bond as father and daughter. And I pray to God that that continues for the rest of our lives as long as we can, and maybe hopefully in the future some more come along and join us in those and more memories. But if not, I just love my time with my dad. Yeah, I lost all my info. What'd you say? So checking the turkey in is quite an easy process, especially now that we have that mobile e-check thing that we can do. It's always been very easy because I think some of mine had to be checked in like that growing up, and you had to go and take it and check it in.
I don't know.
Did I ever have to
I don't
do
know
that?
when the transition started. I just know that it's a lot easier now than having to take it to the check station.
Yes, I just remember it being easier than it was when I was quite young, and it's just as simple as you open up your app and you hit mobile e-check-in, and then you fill out all your information, where you're at, the time, certain measurements, just depending on what you have killed, and you hit submit, and that is it.
Maybe get out here and try this.
Yes, I was just thinking, listen, if you're one of my friends from Edmond or you live in the city, just try hunting is my thing. Go fishing, go on a hunt, go on some certain hike and find some wildlife. Do something in nature, because it's where I find my happiness, my happy place, and my comfort my entire life. And so many great memories are made when you do that. So I just highly recommend, please, just give it a try.
But for still more exciting canoe fishing, let's go to the Illinois River in northeastern Oklahoma. For on the Illinois, you can catch both the spotted and smallmouth bass, as well as the largemouth. Furthermore, the Illinois River is considered by many as the most beautiful clear-water fishing stream in Oklahoma. It originates in the hills of Arkansas, enters Oklahoma near the town of Watts, and winds its way across several counties. This is a typical scene along the Illinois, with the background restful and eye-appealing. And here you get some real action with that maneuverable little craft known as the canoe. Yes, sir, the canoe is ideal for this type of fishing. And if you're lucky, it doesn't take long to get a strike. The big-mouth bass are found in quiet holes like this. Smallmouth bass, or brownies, are swift water lovers, preferring gravel bottoms and rocky holes. The spotted or Kentucky bass inhabit waters bordered by clay banks, overhanging trees, and partially submerged logs. However, you can always stop and do a little casting from the shore. Canoe trips may be 1, 2, or 3 days. 3-day trips from the Arkansas line to Tahlequah are the most popular, but longer trips can extend as far downstream as 10 Killer. And all along the way, they offer unrivaled scenic beauty as well as good fishing. Yes, sir, bass fishing from a canoe is a lot of fun, whether you do it on a farm lake or on a river like the Illinois. But just remember, if you're going fishing in a canoe, you had first better learn how to handle that tricky little boat. Only experts can do it as easily as these fellows.
In eastern Oklahoma, where the Ozarks meet Oklahoma's streams, a story unfolds. Dwayne Doherty, guided by the timeless tale of where the red fern grows, is igniting a passion in young hearts. He's not just teaching about coon dogs, he's showing them the profound connection between humans and nature. He's revealing how hunting, when done with respect and understanding, becomes a vital tool for conservation. With every bark echoing through the trees, he's planting seeds of stewardship, ensuring the legacy of coon hunting and the deep respect for our wild places endures in the generations to come. He's not just passing on a tradition, he's inspiring a lifelong love for the land.
You know, red bones you don't see a whole lot of anymore, like what's in the movie and in the book. But a lot of people have gone to the red and the blue. You know, blue ticks have been around forever, and they seem to be the predominant coon dogs, or the blue and red ticks. In 4th grade, back in 1978, we read the book, and I remember it was just very, as a hunter, growing up in the outdoors and seeing, hunting around me with my older brother and my dad going hunting all the time. When we read that book, I loved it because it was all about hunters, and hunting coons. And man, I remember there wasn't a dry eye in the room at the end of the book when we got the news of what had happened to the dogs. But yeah, Where the Red Fern Grows was a great book. Loved it as a kid. My name is Dwayne Doherty. I'm a volunteer with the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife and Conservation for the Hunter's Education classes. I've been teaching Hunter's Ed for the past 10 years. At least, probably a little longer if you actually look at it. I'm getting gray in the face. But today, about 4 or 5 years ago, I had a teacher that came through my hunter's education class, and she informed me that her class was reading Where the Red Fern Grows, which was a book by Mr. Rawlings about a boy and his 2 coon dogs, and it took place just east of here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. He grew up in the foothills of the Ozark Mountains, but when she told me that they were reading Where the Red Fern Grows, I thought, my goodness, these kids today have never heard what a coon dog sounds like. I got some houndsmen together, and we actually went out and trapped a coon in a live trap, and I took it to all the schools here in Muskogee. At the time, almost every school here was reading it. I started that several years ago, and every year now the teachers that are reading the book call me up, and I'll call my buddies, and we will line up the coon dogs and the trap a coon and come to the school and teach them a little bit about conservation.
I came out to help my friend Dwayne with I would call it a seminar, a coon dog seminar, where we show the kids kind of what goes down when you get into the woods, when you have a coon dog, some of the things that you wear when you're in the woods via coon light, hip waders, tracking systems, dog leads, maybe a hatchet or a 22.
Dwayne shares the remarkable conservation success story unfolding right here in Oklahoma. He brings history to life, showcasing furs and the very tools used in the time-honored tradition of coon dog hunting. He paints a vivid picture of a time when seeing a deer in the wild was a rare and precious event. Now, thanks to dedicated conservation efforts, almost every student he speaks to has encountered these magnificent creatures. He looks out at the eager faces before him, and with a twinkle in his eye, asks, "Would you like to step into the pages of Where the Red Fern Grows? Would you like to witness real coon dogs, just like Billy's, barking with excitement at a raccoon tree high above?"
All of a sudden, you'll hear him get excited. Arr, 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 arr. Can y'all imagine what that sounds like? Well, guess what? Y'all are going to get to hear it today. I brought some coon dogs with me, and I actually have a real live coon in a tree right out on the playground. Oh, and we're going to see, they're going to run over here and we're going to show you what it sounds like when they're baying a tree, okay? All right, on the count of 3. You guys ready? You guys ready? 1. When I say 3, y'all all yell, "Let them go." 1, 2, 3. Hear them baying? So when me and my buddies are out hunting, we listen for that sound. And when we hear the dog, the first dog to strike, what we say strike, the first dog that cuts the trail and we hear them, "Ooh," we'll be like, "Oh, that's old Brutus." We can tell whose dog, you know it's your dog. So if you got a whole bunch of dogs and you hear one bark, you know that your dog was the first one to get on trail. It kind of gives you my dog's better than your dog. I have seen dogs climb trees that were leaning a little bit. I've seen them all. We've had dogs up in trees that we had to climb the tree ourselves and get them out. Can what? Hold the coon? No, it'll bite your finger. Well, when you hear it hands-on, I mean, you can't, the kids, they each have imaginations and they can all imagine what it sounds like, but to actually see a dog baying and see one barking at a coon and trying to climb a tree, and to see the kids' faces light up and realize that they actually get it now and actually understand that this is what happens and it's in the wild. And
I think that's what it's all about. It just getting these young kids back out into the outdoors, off the Xbox and into the tackle box. I mean, that's a great saying. I don't know who said that.
And once the word gets out that you're willing to help with get a kid in the outdoors and get them hunting, the parents will start calling you. You don't have to call them.
I just have a passion for the outdoors and helping these kids with Dwayne. You don't need to be paid when you get to see the reward of the kids going out in the woods and picking up where you left off when you can't go anymore. You know what I mean?
Outdoor Oklahoma is produced by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation and is proud to serve and be funded entirely by sportsmen and women and outdoor enthusiasts who love and appreciate all things wild in the great state of Oklahoma. Connect with us online on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Want to know more about the Wildlife Department? Visit us at wildlifedepartment.com. Thanks for watching.